All right, hey there, everybody. So we're going to continue where we left off, and I think I kind of undid a little bit too much, but that's okay. We can review what we went over. And again, I want to emphasize the importance of the folder structure. Okay, so we should be in the lesson one folders, and we're working on page one. Okay, so the index page I have here is what we're aiming for. Ultimately, we all did this before, but right now we are in page one. So uh, I have already opened this, and just a reminder, okay, we did import this article right here. Okay, this article right here, how does food impact health? Really nice article actually, and we'll go ahead and finish this up today as best as we can, and then for Monday we will continue with adding more things to this. So anyway, so as you can see right here, we want to be able to match the fonts of this article. So this guy right here, how does food impact health, is a Comforta. All right, but I think we also decided that it was best to keep it at Arial, but let's see what Comforta looks like. Or otherwise, I think we settle for Arial. Let's try it. Anyway, so what you want to do is you want to highlight, okay? And as you highlight here, you'll notice that it's also highlighted here in the code area. Now to the right of it, some crazy looking code, which you don't have to concern yourself at this point. But you did put it under H1, okay? And we'll just go ahead and add the color, okay? So, and the font. So in the properties dialog box, and you know what, I'm gonna float the properties dialogs just for you don't have to do this, but here I'm gonna go ahead and I can have a choice between HTML and CSS. So you notice that under CSS, you have font over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose Arial Bold, which is already set up for me. And then I'm going to choose the color. And I believe, again, once again, you highlight your document. And here in Google Docs, you click on the color text color icon, click on custom, and there's the hex number, which is hard for me to believe. I don't think that's it right there, although it might be. Let's go here. That's just weird to me. Let me see. I think it's custom. I thought, well, anyways, here it is right here. So I'm not sure exactly. All right, well, I think that's it right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and Command C. Let's copy it. Press OK. And I'm going to move this to the side. And now with this selected, this right here, this box right here is the color. So I'm going to go ahead and paste the hex number. And now, okay, hopefully it'll paste. Should also choose Arial Bold, and there it is right there. Okay, so it did it. Took a little while to kind of hit, so I'm not sure what the delay was, but at any rate, we got it right there. So I'm going to move this aside, and now what we did next was we highlighted the text and we put in the Verdana. We assigned Verdana. As you can see, it's not really you're beginning to learn style sheets now. So Dreamweaver puts everything in styles. And again, with just click and drag stuff like in a software, you don't really have to worry about all this. It's done for you. So style equals font family dot Verdana. And I can teach you CSS, but I think it's too overwhelming at this point right now. So it was HTML was kind of challenging enough. So, but this is what we're doing here, and we'll keep it at this. All right, now, okay, as you remember, we've gotten the middle part. Okay, food acts as a medicine. So now what we want to do is we want to add the image. Okay, so the image is right here. Or we can actually do this. We can actually go down and add even more. Okay, of this. Why don't we work on the text first and then images? All right, so this is the trick which I would love for you to do. First of all, let's put the cursor to the right of treat disease and press return. And insert a horizontal rule, which is HR. How do I find HR? Okay, I'm just going to type this down. HR, that's the code we want to put in. All right, and that gives kind of a horizontal line that goes across. And the way to do that is to go to Insert. Okay, it's really dragging. And then I'm going to go down and I'll find horizontal rule right there. And when I click on that, okay, again, it'll get there eventually. There it is right there. Okay. So again, I don't know what the dragging part of is. And notice the cursor is in the center. So that means it's just aligned in the center. So if I start typing, it'll start from the center on. Well, we don't want that. So we want to go right inside the CSS on the properties dialog box and make sure it's pressed align left. Okay, and notice how when I align center the code here, okay, font family, Verdana, text align equals center. It's really not that difficult. I mean, it's kind of obvious what it is. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and copy all this. Okay, Command C, and then I'm going to paste it. And so this way, all I got to do is, let me go back to my document. Okay, I wonder where it went. Oh, there it is. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is pretty much this. I'm just going to replace the text, okay, with this verbiage here. What does food have to do with our body? So I'm just going to copy it. And I'm going to, now I kind of think it's best to do it here in the code, okay? Because when you copy from a document like this, code can be actually copied. So I'm just going to copy the nutrients and I'm going to replace this paragraph right here. So there we have it. The code is already made up for you. Look at that, okay? Nutrients. Okay, so learning a lot here. And then now we know that this takes special treatment, so we're going to leave that out. And then we're going to add this one, perspective of nutrition, Wardlow, and incel. I have no idea. I think this is probably an error. So not sure exactly. Perspectives of nutrition. So I think these are the authors, which should actually have, it should say by. So why don't we just go ahead and do that and bold it, okay? At any rate, let's go ahead and copy this, and we'll go ahead and paste it here, okay? So there it is. We've highlighted that body and then this body, and what we will do is go ahead and paste it. Okay, perspective. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and copy everything else. Obviously now you can see that I'm running out of paragraphs to write. So here it is right here. So I'm going to highlight and paste. Okay, so there we go. So what do I do if I am in a situation? First of all, I want to get rid of this. And then I can always copy this last sentence, copy it, go down one, paste, and paste. See that? I made 3 different new paragraphs to match what I have here. And I'm noticing there's a lot of spelling errors here. Examples, so let me, more than food example. All right, so I'm just going to copy this. And so you might be thinking, what happens if you paste it over here? Well, let's see. See, it kind of comes in with a different style. Okay, and we don't want that. So here it is right here. And again, it points out where you're at. You're going to have to recopy everything. I mean, re-highlight that is. Not a big deal, though. And notice how I'm just, instead of doing all that clicking, all I'm doing is copying and pasting from the previous work. Okay, there it is right there. There it is over here. And done. Okay, that's it, done. As a society, we have health problems. Again, we got this right here. We're going to add that in the next, we're going to add another horizontal. Let's do that. And here we can do something here. We can actually copy this. So if you touch it, if you touch this horizontal rule, you'll notice that it'll get darker when I touch it. See? Boom. Okay, that means it's highlighted. And I'm going to copy it. Right click, copy. Okay. And then I go back down here and right click, paste, or Command V. There it is. Easy, easy peasy. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little bit different because of the fact that we have now a situation where we got to put an ordered list here. So what we'll do is, well, pretty much, I can copy and paste all this. That's pretty easy. But in this case, you know what? It might be easier just to copy and paste here, copy it, and put it right over here. So what I normally do is instead of pasting, because look what happened. Okay, it copies there. It's kind of a mess. And so Dreamweaver is really not meant for copying and pasting mainly, or you can, as I showed you before, you can always insert file. Where is it? File or edit, paste special, and I can just put text only. So I press OK, and there it is. So now I got complete control of everything. And let's see what we can do here. Okay, as a society we are faced. First thing I would do is highlight everything and give it the font. And then the font that we wanted was Verdana. So I click here. Okay, whoops. There it is right there, Verdana. Maybe you can't see it. What I'll do is I'll just drag this up again so you can see. There you go. So the font that I'm going to use, first of all, you have to make sure the text is highlighted. And then you go down here and it's Verdana. There you have it. Okay, so the size is not important. The size is by default. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that as a society that the next line is actually one space. You notice that everything else is double space between paragraphs. We want a single space. So we'll go right here. As a society, we are facing significant health problems. As a society, we are significant health problems. And then what you're going to do is you're going to press Shift, Return, or Enter. See, now it goes to one spot over here. But here's the thing. There's a little issue here. What we can do here is we can add a bullet point. So put the cursor here and let's see what happens. Okay, I'm trying this out just like you guys are. So under HTML, if you click on the properties box under HTML, notice that there is a ordered list or unordered list. Let's go ahead and click on ordered list and let's see if there's see what happened? The bullet point actually appears up here, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually include another space here. So now it looks like it's double space, and we'll fix it later. So now I'm going to put in a bullet point there. So the top part is left alone. And now let's go ahead and put bullet points. So look for the word world. There it is right there. Put the cursor right there. Return. Put the word, look for 78%. Easy enough, right there. Okay, now we want to match the font. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight. Okay, and click on CSS. Look for the font. And whoops, it's not doing it, is it? There we go. Maybe it wants it one at a time. There. Okay, I guess it does want it one at a time, which is kind of weird, but I guess it makes sense because if you look at the structure, every one of these, okay, have its own typical line. So, all right, so let's highlight that. Kind of different. So, and now with the space, well, I mean, there's not much you can do. You can look in the code right here, okay, where it says as a society, and you can get rid of the code. Well, you really can't, so let me think. Yeah, there's not much you can do. Try to figure this out. Well, I guess it's just going to have to stay that way. What are you going to do? All right, leave it the way it is, and you know, good enough. And besides, this should be a double space. It looks better. This not right. All right, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and file save. And then now we're going to focus on putting in the images. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Again, this is kind of tricky. So here the image is aligned with the top with the first sentence here. The food we eat gives our body the. So I'm going to naturally put it right here, right by the cursing, and you can test and kind of try out different spots, but it might be better if you just highlight this. Okay, you highlight, you will see where it says P style, the food we eat gives our body. You may want to put the cursor right here in between the title and the first sentence. So I'm going to put it right here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and insert image, or over here I can put in image, and let's see if it pops up. There it is, and then I'm going to click on veggies, press open. Okay, and now I'm going to have to push it to the right. Here is the issue here. Dreamweaver, for some reason, did not include the align tag. Okay, so that is the issue here. So now I'm going to have to highlight this image, and notice it's highlighted here, and manually, okay, manually enter align, learn how to spell, equals right. There it is. Now it works. Now you might be thinking, okay, it looks like crap here because the words are going over. If the words are going down, first of all, there's a space that happened over here. So we just put the cursor to the left of the How button. And let's see if we can just kind of press delete. And it's not doing it. Okay, I have a solution for that. First and foremost, let's do this design. Let's see it live mode. Okay, in live mode, it looks good. But design mode, it kind of needs, well, now it looks fine. Now this thing moves up. So I guess you got to kind of click around a little bit to make sure it does what it's supposed to do. Under live mode, it looks kind of weird though, but this is not a browser, so we'll have to look at it in a browser. Anyway, same thing with the other image. The other image appears to the right this time. Okay, and so what we'll do is put the image here. Okay, insert image, veggies, press open. This time we just highlight the image, and you'll notice that the image is highlighted right there. And once again, we're going to put align equals right. I'm sorry, left. Left. And now notice that again, it kind of looks like the images are being invaded. But again, you just kind of click out, and there it is. Click out, like I clicked over here, and notice that it works. You can also add, let's see, image here. Let me see what happens. They don't offer much cells, but I notice what you can do is highlight the image, and I'm looking for it down here. There it is. And remember the old code H space? Type in H, SPACE equals 10 in quotes. Okay, there you have it. And what's going to happen is you got a little bit more space here. The other one up here, you may want to do the same thing here as well. Okay, so H space, again, put down, whoops, H space equals 10. Okay, cool. Now let's go ahead and add the last one, which again, this time it kind of zigzags, and this one is going to be on the right-hand side. So let's go ahead and put the cursor again. I'm going to put the cursor right, I guess right here where the HR is, the horizontal rule. And this is as a society. You see that, how it's highlighted? So I'm going to put the cursor, I'm going to skip a line and put the cursor in line 35 between HR and the paragraph. And now I'm going to go ahead and do insert image. And then this time I'm going to choose Village Vegan 2. And I guess same thing. You got to put align equals right. Okay, and there you have it. And that kind of, again, click out and it'll fix itself. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now the last thing we have to do is add this little, page within a page right here, this table within a table, and it actually goes around here. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go ahead inside this top part. Exactly where did it go? Where is it? Okay, so perspectives, again, highlight and bold it, Command V. There you go. And now I'm going to put the cursor here, press return, and I'm just going to go insert table, one row, one column. It's not going to be 60 pixels, it's going to be 60%. Press 60%. Cell padding, border thickness is 1. Oops, that's not 60%, that's like, okay, that would have been a disaster. Okay, press OK, and let's see if that happens. There it is, okay, just like we show. Now it's a little further down, and you can push this down if you'd like, but I like it over there. And now what I'm going to do is highlight the text here, and I'm going to put the cursor inside the table, and I'm going to file or edit. Let's see, paste special, text only. There it is. Highlight, click on CSS, put in Verdana. There you have it. And I'm not sure what color this is. I guess I could find out. Anyways, we can kind of guess. And if you click inside here, notice again this empty box, this little box there. You can click on, let me see if this works. Highlight, and let's see if the background color, let's go ahead and do this. Let's see, it's around, press return. Oops, okay, that only handles the text. So I guess we have to highlight the entire, and let me see, I guess it doesn't want it. Again, this might be a code that's been obsolete. So we'll have to manually put this in here. Or you know what, just leave it alone. It's good enough. You could actually, here, I'll show you what I would have done. Here, I would have put in BG color. And then color picker. And then choose somewhere here. Press return. There you have it. All right. And the final thing we're going to do is, if you can see, this whole thing has to be aligned to the center. So I'm going to highlight the whole thing. In other words, watch what I do with my cursor. I highlight, I swoop to the left, and you notice that in the bottom, table, it starts with table, and it ends with table. So the whole table is selected. And now what happens is the properties box will show the attributes of the table. And here is a line, so I'm going to choose center, and there it is, centered. And also, I'm going to choose border equals 0. And now it looks like a nice floating image. Let's go ahead and save this. And what you can do is real-time preview in, like, say, Google Chrome. Go to File, Real-Time Preview, Google Chrome, and let's see what it shows like. There it is. It looks nice. Good job. Okay. And that's that. Okay, so we'll continue. We'll work on another one. I'll show you right now. What I'd like for you to do is put the cursor to the right of the word health, and let's put down the following pages. Index, okay, sample 1, and sample 2. All right. We're going to create, actually, yeah, we're going to create nav bars, okay? So you'll see in a second. So make sure you save your work, and let's discuss this in class.